Okay, so we're section 4.2, problem number 62. We're using the midpoint Riemann sum. So it says use the midpoint rule with n equals 4 to approximate the area of the region bounded by the graph of the function and the x-axis over the given interval. Okay, so what the midpoint Riemann sum is so let's see, we have a graph, and it looks something like that. And what we're doing is, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, x equals 4, x equals 1, and what we're going to be doing is drawing our dotted lines up to where that intersects, and then we're gonna do the same here to where it intersects, and then we're going up here to where it intersects. And we find the area of all those rectangles, and that approximates the area under the curve. Alright, so then let's pull up the problem again. Just a second. Alright, so we're doing number 62. So f of x equals x squared plus 4x, and we're going over the interval of 0 to 4. Okay. Okay. And our n equals 4. Shout out to Take Sodi. A little distraction, but not too bad. Alright, so let's write our x and our f of x, and we'll make a little table here. So we have, alright, so we're doing our midpoint. So what we want is really, we want our x to be 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, and 3.5. Let's see here. Hey, Mr. Adam, the computer just did something. I don't know if this.
It's operator.
I don't know. It just
Go back to this IP vote.
Should I restart?
Keep going, I don't care.
All right. Sorry for the intermission. Okay. So now we know. So we have the midpoint of every rectangle. 1, 2, 3. Now we need to find that y value, and that's going to be our height. So let's take our calculator, and we have 0.5 squared plus 4.5, and our y value is 2.25. Now we do 1.5 squared plus 4, 1.5, and we get 8.25. 2.5 squared plus 4, 2.5 is a 16.25. And 3.5 squared plus 4, 3.5 is a 26.25. Alright, so what we just solved for was the height, the y value of every x that we needed. So it was that midpoint in between every rectangle, because we're doing a midpoint Riemann sum. Our n is 4, so that's the number of rectangles that we're using is 4. And our interval is 4. So that means each width of the rectangle is going to be 1. So we're going to go, now we're just doing, base times height. So 1 times 2.25 plus 1 times 8.25 plus 1, 16.25 plus 1, 26.25. All right. And I just wrote it all out so that you would see, it's base times height plus base times height. But, in reality, you don't need to write that 1 there. It's just to help you visualize it. So 2.25 plus 8.25 plus 16.25 plus 26.25 equals 53. And that is our approximation for the midpoint Riemann sum.